You live. So it says, welcome to Writer's Life, place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste of my particular writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. So, subscribe if you haven't already, punch the like button, and tap the bell for notifications. Spank it. Did I just say spank it? I did. Anyway, so, the three-letter F word, fun. It's amazing, like the people I meet that are like, you write for a living? Ugh, I can't stand to write. I can't even write an email. You know? And I guess they just don't get it, you know. Like, to me, I feel like I'm retired, I feel like I retired 20 years ago. And this is what I do for fun, besides fish, ski, travel, whatever. Work out. But here's the thing about fun. If you're not having fun when you're writing your book, short story, novella, whatever, if you're not having fun doing it, if it's a chore, it's going to kind of show up on the page. And chances are really high that the reader's going to notice it. And subconsciously, they're going to get this feeling like you just sort of mailed it in and you aren't into it. And they'll stop reading. It's kind of like dating. If you ever gone on a date with somebody and you really wanted to like them, you really thought it was a great idea at the time, maybe, I don't know, maybe you met her at a bar, or heck, these days online or whatever. And you're like, well, she's kind of cute. Or he's kind of handsome, whatever. And then you get together and you go on the date and you're really trying hard at first to like have a good time. And, it's kind of like not to take the metaphor even further, but it's kind of like, almost like a job interview. I've never been on a job interview in my life. I mean, I've spoken to like editors and things like that, if I'm right for a particular job, but I've never like had a formal job interview. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to say. I wouldn't even know what to wear. But anyway, be that as it may. But like you're going through the day and you're just kind of like, you kind of Joe Biden it, staring at your watch, and you're like, it's and by the end of the date, like, then you both know, like, this isn't working, like, have a good life. And it breaks off, and, the relationship stops. Or any hope for a relationship stops. It's happened to me a few times, and there's been times where I've been into her, she hasn't been into me, and that breaks off. Or just the opposite, she's been really into me, and I'm like, I can't do this, or whatever. So it's the same with writing. You might have this great idea for a novel, and you're like, can't wait to get up the next morning and really dig into it, and you're going through it, and after like page 4, you're like, this sucks, and you stop. Sometimes you're stubborn, and you're like, I'm going to finish this anyway, and that's like the worst thing you can do, because it's painful. It's a painful process to do that. I would imagine it's really painful for a lot of the literary writers to come up with these books that are published like by like only colleges, university presses will publish them. Like the Lime Twig. I always talk about the Lime Twig because they made me suffer through that in graduate school. And it was the worst fucking book ever written. It was like the guy set out to like, I'm going to write a book that's so boring that it's like, you should get an award. Or, you should win an award and a cash prize and a box of turtle wax for finishing it. But the professor I had at the time just loved it. Like, oh, it's magical, and it's got like all this like imagery in it and all this like, repetition or whatever. And I'm like, this book sucks. That's why you're a fucking teacher. And I'm not. Anyway, you can tell I'm passionate about this stuff. Anyway, if you're not having fun writing, first of all, don't do it. But if you are a writer and you're not having fun writing the book you're presently engaged in, get rid of it and start something new that you will just have a blast with. And that book will probably sell okay for you because the reader will enjoy it too. If you enjoyed it, the reader will enjoy it. Therefore, your relationship will bond, and it'll work, and it'll last. See what I did there? I gotta give you guys credit for sitting through these videos. I really do. All right, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.